The weekend, a tragic crash near Florence left one woman dead. But this wasn't the first wreck to occur on that stretch of road. And now residents of the Bitterroot are circulating a petition calling on the Department of Transportation to address the issues experienced on Highway 93. MTN's Megan Mannering tells us how long it might be before we could see some changes.
Highway 93, stretching from southern Idaho all the way to Canada, touching western Montana cities and towns along the way.
Hamilton, Missoula, and then further north it goes through Polson, connects into Kalispell.
Whitefish up to Eureka and the Canadian border.
So it carries a lot of traffic.
But it also carries the weight of tragedy. On Friday, 61-year-old Christine Howe of Florence died in a multi-vehicle accident on Highway 93 that also sent 2 people to the hospital.
You know, it's anytime we have a death on our roadways, it's a terrible tragedy. And so we're always trying to figure out what can we do to improve the safety of the system.
MDT can only address as many issues as they have the funding for. And that funding, which comes from taxpayers like us, isn't unlimited.
It's difficult when I sit down and look at the list of needs that we have and making determinations on, do we build here, do we build there?
District Administrator for MDT Bob Vosen would fix every bump in the road if he could, but the roadblocks are endless.
And we've got hundreds of millions of dollars of identified unfunded projects.
They can't fix every problem right now, so they do what they can, focusing on what will give western Montana the best return on its investment. For the next 5 years, those priorities include the Dern and Spring Creek Road intersection located just outside of Kalispell, along with secondary 206 between Kalispell and Columbia Falls.
And we have a few identified intersections on Highway 93 south of Missoula, but they're still outside of that funding program.
Any drastic improvements to Highway 93 south of Missoula aren't on the docket just yet. Vosen says major projects can only be done once the data shows a cluster of crashes or a trend in a certain type of crash. Coming this summer, MDT does plan to install centerline rumble strips on Highway 93. Consider it a step in the right direction.
We can't always be reactive to every individual incident, or else we can lose sight of the big picture and the whole system can collapse if we do that.
In Missoula, Megan Mannering, MTN News.
Now this Friday afternoon from 3:30 to 5, a silent vigil will be held to draw attention to Highway 93's needed safety improvements. Attendees are invited to line the west bike path between Lolo and Florence. You're asked to park in the park and ride lots and to avoid parking on the shoulder of the highway if you attend.